everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Facts and Stats. You got your four hosts as usual: me, King, Root, Marcus, my man Q. Also, follow us, subscribe. All platforms, Facts and Stats. YouTube, IG, Twitter. Also, get at us on the Anchor app as well. We on the Apple Radio.
Yes, sir.
And shoot, we gonna get straight to it as far as like the NFL. I know we've been on a little hiatus for the last week's, games, but we're gonna kind of include that a little bit. Really, it's kind of too late. I ain't about to give y'all an explanation or nothing. So we're gonna talk about some mean games that's coming up, some mean matches and everything. As far as records and stuff. A matchup that looked interesting to me is Baltimore Ravens versus the Indianapolis Colts. Both of them 5-2, both of them number two in a conference. Not in a conference, in a division. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead pass it on to Everett. What's your outcome of this game coming up?
Um, I think it's early, like what this week 9, but I still think this is a statement game right here coming up because
Mm-hmm.
we fresh off a division L to the Steelers, in a very winnable game, but Lamar had 4 turnovers. It's really hard to win a game when your quarterback got 4 turnovers, but uh, I think it's a must win game for us. We can't drop to 5-3 because like I think. But even if we do lose, I think I'll still accept that because, like, I think that some of our players are still high on what we did last year. How we just ran through the league last year, and now our offense is like 20th ranked in yards per game versus last year we was number one. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get things going. Most importantly, we got to get Hollywood more involved. He even tweeted out after the game saying like, "What's the point of having savages if you ain't going to use them?" Hollywood is a dog and he need to be treated like one. Like jet sweeps, slants, flies, like everything need to be going to Hollywood. Like how when you think of the Chiefs, you think of Tyreek Hill and that Patrick Mahomes connection. I need to see Lamar and Hollywood have a connection like that. So all respect to the Colts. The Steelers had a top ranked defense, and the Colts are the number 2 ranked defense. So I expect it to be a tough game for Lamar again. And we missing Marlon Humphreys, Patrick Queen, and 5 other players. So hopefully we can pull it out. That's what I can really say. Hopefully we can pull it out.
I say they rank Indianapolis number two.
Yeah. I just seen a tweet today, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I ain't expect that. That's crazy. But their defense has been shining though. I ain't
All
gonna
year,
lie.
all year.
And yeah, definitely their defense. And then they really been a sleeper team because I would say it's a small market. They're like a legit average market really, but it's like they really been a quiet team that nobody has been paying attention to
Hmm.
and all that. Mark, what you think the outcome of that game gonna be?
I got the Colts winning that one for sure.
For sure.
For sure. I just
Ooh.
think the Ravens are struggling right now. I don't know, they're not looking like themselves. Lamar, he not looking like himself. But I feel like they're gonna bounce back, but just not this week. The Colts, I think they're gonna take it just because their defense. They
I
got
respect that. I respect that. It felt like you got some Ravens hate, but
Thanks.
I respect it though. Now I see where you're coming from. I respect it because we definitely not looking the same. But before last week, I was one of the ones that saying like Lamar still looking the same from last year. Like all the numbers are the same, but realistically, it's not. You know what I'm saying? So I respect you saying that. We just got to play better.
all it is.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Mark. I'm really at the point to where I'm done thinking about last year and their potential,
Hmm.
that they showed last year. At this point, they got to start showing it because they're 5-2, and then this past game where they was winning the whole game and then just let the game go at the end, and Lamar playing bad at the end, turning the ball over and whatnot. That's unacceptable from an MVP caliber player. So he's gonna have to start proving now. Other times, the other games in my predictions, I went with them. Believe, big trust, but he ain't been showing me big trust. So he's gonna have to start showing.
I will say one thing: his receivers got to help him as well. You know what I'm saying? He making the passes, they got to catch the ball too. So it's
That's
a
a
team.
fact.
It's a team effort. That ain't just got some got to click.
I can't even sugarcoat though and say only the receivers, bro, because Lamar make a lot of bad throws, like a lot of inaccurate throws to where like they're not even catchable balls. Like he just don't hit them on the point. You know what I'm saying? So, but it is the receivers as well. It go hand in hand, but it all start with a quarterback to me.
Yeah.
Nah, y'all definitely right. And I feel as though it's like John Harbaugh, he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong, but it's like with the receiving core now, I think it's like when you say with Hollywood Brown's a dog, I think they kind of using him wrong, really.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
right now it's like they're trying to use him as a number one, and probably like you probably don't want to admit it, but he's not looking like a number one. He's probably looking like number two or whatever, or like a pure slot. And like you said, use him in jet sweeps and all that. But I think they're more focused because he's young, he's fast and everything, and then he put on weight. So it's like they kind of trying to do too much with him
Yeah.
and you know what he's kind of like built for, really, because he's really a deep threat and everything. Don't get me wrong, but it's like with Willie Snead and Miles Boykin and all that stuff, it's like what much can you do when all you receive is just like
Mediocre.
yeah. It's but don't get me wrong, like I believe Hollywood can get it done. It's just like it's I don't know. I really don't know what John Harbaugh is trying to do, and it look like you trying to say something. So go ahead.
Who, me?
Yeah,
No.
I said
When
it's
Mark
like your
said
face.
mediocre, I was like, yeah. You know, I gotta admit, like, I'm receiving core is mediocre. You know what I'm saying? But
Definitely.
I'm disagreeing with you saying that he can't be a number one. Like,
No,
he
I'm saying
played.
like he can be. I'm just saying like he's looking like a pure number two right now. It's like I, I don't know. I
I
really can't
can't say
explain
he's
it.
clear, bro. We
I'm
don't
because
utilize
I'm
him.
trying to freestyle off my head. Really, I can't explain it. But right now he's not looking like number one.
So are you trying to say like he's capable of being a number one, but he hasn't shown that he can be a number one. He's been a number two all season. Like, is that where you going with it? This man froze, or did I freeze?
He froze.
Yeah, but I think I think that's where he was going with it. But he would want us to keep it rolling. Keem is frozen, y'all, so we're
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and keep it rolling. So another game that's coming up, Saints and Bucks. Q and Mark, talk to me. That's another big one coming up. Tom Brady, Drew Brees. We know how those battles go. Michael Thomas should be back. AB first game. You know, talk to me, Mark. What you thinking?
That's why it's gonna be a W. AB first game. It's gonna be a wrap. I mean, the Saints, they're not looking like 2 years ago. They're not looking like the team that was just tough to beat every week. Right now, they just, I don't know, something about them. But I think the Bucs, they're coming together right now. They got all their weapons healthy. I think Chris Godwin coming back, right?
I'm not sure if Chris Godwin playing this week. Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think he playing this week.
They really don't need him. They got AB right now. They got Mike Evans. They still solid, and they got Mickens. He's pretty good.
So you think AB gonna have like an instant impact, like finding the end zone in game one?
If he does, he'll probably have maybe 3 or 4 receptions, maybe 5 at the most. They probably limit him most of the game.
Yeah, they said that.
Okay. Yes.
Q, what's your thoughts on that? Saints Bucks, man. Who you got winning and why?
I think I'm gonna go with the Bucks this time.
Tom Brady.
Cause, bro, Drew Brees, he ain't been all that good to me this season. He been alright, but I think Tom Brady has been better than Drew Brees this season. And I do think AB he's gonna have some catches because I feel like since it's his first game, they're gonna make an effort to try to get him involved.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
and I know he's gonna, this is like a moment for him. I'm positive he's been training this whole time. We ain't seen him really get to play in a minute. So I'm pretty sure he's going out there with a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. And Tom Brady, in the Buccaneers, they've been rolling. So it makes sense that the Bucs would get this done.
Okay. I respect both of y'all opinions. Drew Brees is my favorite quarterback all time, but like you said, he hasn't been looking the same. I feel like his arm gotten weaker. But he's also been playing without Michael Thomas, who should be returning as well this Sunday. So, all that being said, I'm still roll with the Bucs. Like I like their defense. They're one of the top ranked defenses. I like their linebacking core. The safety, Antoine Winfield. They just got a whole mob. You know what I'm saying? And I know they just struggle with the Giants, but you got to get your hats off to the Giants. The Giants played a hell of a game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all should have won that game for real. But you know what I'm saying? Like the Giants played a hell of a game, and you gotta give them credit. I hate when people discredit teams because a team with a bad record plays good against a team with a good record. You know what I'm saying? Just get that team with a bad record props sometimes.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all professional ball.
Exactly. That's exactly how I look at it and how I tell people, bro. King, we just talking about the Saints and the Bucks. I'm going to let you take back over. But what's your thoughts on that game? Who you got winning this weekend?
Saints and Bucks. I'm gonna have to roll with the Bucks.
You gotta tell me why you rolling with them.
I'm gonna roll with the Bucks because with the addition of AB back, and I think Tom Brady, even though he played one game, he's still a veteran enough. They're both veterans. They're gonna click together. I think honestly, and then Tom Brady, of course, he loves to use slot receivers, so that's exactly where they're going to put AB. And with Scotty Miller is that I think Scotty Miller going to have a bigger role than what people expect because everybody going to be focused on Mike Evans, AB.
Yes. Scotty
They're
gonna
going
be
to leave
open a
him
lot.
wide open.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to be the warm up. That's going to be like a warm up game for AB. And the next game, whoever they play, that's probably going to be one of a big game. But I'm gonna have to roll with Bucs because the Saints is just looking. You don't know because one, Michael Thomas, missing or whatever. Like they really need that back, and then Drew Brees' arm done to me. His
I was
arm,
literally just saying that. Yeah, I was literally just saying that.
his
For
arm's
real.
done. Like he can't throw it downfield. He struggled when he throw 20 yards, and it's like all he do is just throw outs, slants, or anything inside. It's like, and it really depend on Kamara the most,
Yeah.
which
They streaking right now. They on a 4-game winning streak.
that's cool, but against now I want to say me, they're all professional teams or whatever, but it's like man, they keep getting in tight games, really.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not
yeah,
like no blowouts, they're in real tight games. And
yeah.
I mean, even though Bucks, this might be a tight game, another tight game, because there's always division game. Division games are weird as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really, but I just know the outcome. I got the Bucks, at least by like 6.
That's the only game we touched on since you had your connection problem. So you can go ahead and pick back up wherever you want to go
All
with it.
right, so another game that's interesting, keep looking. The Bills and Seahawks. Both of them
Very interesting.
one Seahawks 6-1, Bills
Damn.
6-2. Um,
Both lost games that most people say that they shouldn't have lost recently.
Damn. Bills and Seahawks. Holy fuck.
that's a nice one. You
And
got a
it's
little
gonna be a
receiving
game.
corner. You got
I'll start. The Seahawks rolling. I'm gonna just say it straight up. DK looking like he really. I know they saying Megatron. They need to chill out with all that, but
yeah, chill out.
he's really looking like a big problem. Like he was only a rookie last year. I'm gonna roll with the Seahawks in that. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a nice offensive game as well too. Both quarterbacks that I expect to throw the ball a lot. But I'm gonna still take the Seahawks to win that game because I just like the weapons that they have offensively. With DK and Tyler, I just feel like them two is just hard to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nah, for real. Man. I feel like Tyler's one of those receivers. Like he's an every other week receiver. Like he don't give it to you week 1, week 2, week 3. He give you week 1, week 3, week 5. He's one of those type of
I
receivers.
know what you're saying, but I think Russ love that about him because he know no matter what, Tyler always gonna be there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mark, what you got with that game?
I'm going with the Seahawks, man. Russell Wilson, bro. I mean, it's just too good. Russell Wilson's gonna be an MVP. I'm calling it. Metcalf, he looking like a monster out there. Looking like a monster from Space Jam or some shit. But bro, it's just OC, yeah. Well, their defense is still looking a little shaky, but other than that, I got the Seahawks.
I say ain't no looking, they still shaky.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I say Q, what you got?
It's hard to bet against Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, but one thing we do got to know is that they do have defensive issues, which is why they lost the games that they lost. But since they're playing another high scoring team, I think it'll be close. The way they folded down the stretch, the last game they lost against the Cardinals, they really I think about that a lot. So if they because we was in a high scoring game with them, and down the stretch they just folded.
Yeah,
I think that's a possibility to happen this game too. So
that was mainly like Russell Wilson definitely had he still threw for 3 touchdowns, but he also had 3 picks. Like he was kind of making some careless throws or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You usually see that sometimes from Russ. Let's not act like
Russ had 3 picks that game.
See that sometimes, but he definitely picked back up. It's not like let it get to. He picks up. He's still going you still got to worry about him the next throw always.
Yeah, I would like if this game is close, I would like to see him make up for that, prove that he could. Well, we know he can, but let's see him. Let's make the last memory of him something, him winning the game other than folding the game like last time.
All right, so who you got winning?
I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Bills. So we got 2 Seahawks, 1 Bills, and I'm gonna make it 2-2. I'm gonna even it out. I'm gonna have to roll with
I
the
want to say I
Bills.
wanted to say the Bills, bro, but
I'm gonna tell you why, because the key matchup I'm looking at is Tre'Davious White
that's
versus DK
that's exactly
Metcalf.
what I was going. Yep.
And Tre'Davious is going to travel with DK, and he's going to get very physical with him too. So that's
Nah,
going to
ain't
be
no getting
really
physical with DK.
shit. You
Ain't
get
no getting
physical.
physical. Ain't no getting physical with DK. Trust.
Trust me. Physical corner, you can get physical with DK. Trust me.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, yeah. All right.
The person I'm putting
Believe
against
that one.
Jalen Ramsey. That's it. If it
You
ain't
said
Ram-
what more?
I said if it ain't Ramsey checking him, I don't know who gonna check him, bro.
I say, Jai, yeah, put hands on that boy, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll with the Bills. I think it's gonna be like kind of like a high school game because both of their defense is suspect. Bills don't got that top 5 defense they had last year, whatever. They're hurting on the D line and especially at linebackers.
I think we touched on some important games, but if we didn't touch on any games that we missed, that's coming up this Sunday. We're definitely going to talk about it on Tuesday, so look out for that. Next week Tuesday, we're going to touch on Sunday's game and Monday Night Football as well. So just continue to be on the lookout for the next episode of Facts and Stats. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram at Facts and Stats _ and listen to our podcast on Apple, SoundCloud, wherever you want to listen to it at. We're there on all streaming platforms. And that's pretty much it. We gone.
That's about.
Sure.